Welcome back to the vlog. I'm currently in Bukit Bintang and I'm attending the Sony Experience Alpha Day. Philip Bloom, an award-winning international cinematographer, is coming here. It is going to present on stage and I cannot wait to see him. I believe Sony is going to bring in all their latest cameras and lenses for demo, and I have some friends there who I want to catch up with. It's going to be a full day of adventure, so let's do this. I am already on location and this is GMBB in Bukit Bintang, and man, look at the crowd, it is insane. Initially I thought before the event I can check out some of the latest cameras and lenses, but man, look at that ocean of humans. That's really scary. I don't think I can get past that barrier. Nope, not getting in.
Our first speaker is a renowned filmmaker who for the past 16 years of his 33-year career has specialized in creating incredible cinematic images no matter the camera. Known for his DSLR filmmaking, education blog and YouTube channel, he has worked as a cinematographer and cameraman for Lucasfilm, CNN, Sky, BBC, Discovery, and many more. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor and privilege to bring on Philip Bloom.
Hello. Am I on? I think so. Hello. Who here uses Sony cameras? The rest of you? Are you thinking of getting one? If not, get out. Joking. I'm going to convince you, right? You want me to convince everybody? Can I buy them here? Really? There's a store upstairs. Really? Is it a discount? Yeah. Special discount. Yeah. I'll have one of those special discounts, especially for this microphone. But we'll discuss that in a bit. Let's get some props up here. Anybody know what a sound recordist is? Anybody ever used a sound recordist? Best. It's the first thing you ask for when you're putting a budget in for a documentary, and it's very unlikely you will ever get it approved. They'd rather have an extra producer who can hold a boom. It's not the same, it's a different thing. Sound is one of the most important things. It's as important, you've heard it before, it's as important as the image, and that's why I will be talking about sound in a bit. So dynamic range is very important. In fact, we can see as much in the shadows and highlights as possible. I like slow motion. The irony is, when I film documentaries, I almost never use slow motion. But in my own personal work, I love seeing things in slow motion. And high resolution, 4K, 8K, 12K. When are you going to get? I don't read manuals. I never will read a manual. I never have read a manual, and I shouldn't need to read a manual. I'm a stubborn person. I would rather take 10 times longer to figure it out by myself than read a manual. That's what we're like. So, let's talk about low light. Why is low light important? Anybody? 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 Low light is not important. All right, we'll move on. It is important. Quite right, it is important. The reason it's important for me as a documentary filmmaker is because I did a launch video for a Panasonic camera for the GH3 in LA, and they hired me. They got all the crew together, so I was director of photography for it. I had a 30-man crew, lighting crew, with 2 massive trucks full of gear. I didn't need them. I didn't want them. It's because it's LA and it's unions, they had all these people, and it was just ridiculous. So I made them do things, and I never used them. I think one time I used real additional lights, complete waste. I'm a documentary filmmaker. I harness what's there, and I work with what's available as much as possible. So I don't have time to set up. The one time we set up lights on that shoot was painful. Painful. You just spend so long waiting to reset things and move things and move things. One light is mostly enough. I mean, you walk into a room while I'm lighting it, I turn off every light and see what there is, work with what's available. Anyway, I'm not going to go into that, but with low light, it means I have the flexibility to work in situations where I have to go with what's there. And that's important. And the key camera was the A7S, which came out in 2014. It feels like a long time ago. It was. It's 9 years ago now. Anyway, so I heard about it and I thought, oh, that sounds really good. Although I'd had a 4K GH4 just prior to that, which is not a low light camera, because it needs a space to move away. So at some point they'll figure it out, but I'm sure that at some point we will see electronic variable ND in the smaller cameras. I hope so. Who uses autofocus? Who thinks autofocus is cheating? Who thinks autofocus is dirty and you should never ever turn it on? Yeah? A lot of people are like that. It's amazing. Most of them are the old people, my age or around that, who just think it's absolutely for amateurs, not for professionals. And I say rubbish. If anything can help you film, then you should embrace it. For 17 years, I had a black and white viewfinder. Has anybody used a black and white viewfinder here? Could you imagine using it now? Would you know if your white balance was right? You embrace new technology if it makes things better. Dynamic range makes things better, it makes it easier to film. Autofocus is not for everything, but it's for a lot of things. And it is the best system. Any suggestions to film what?
Pets and children.
Pet cemeteries.
Pets, dogs and children.
And children. Pets. Cats, well yeah, I mean, if you're going to film, you need to get one of the Sony cameras with animal autofocus, which is the A7 IV onwards.
I must highly commend Sony for making this event open to public. They could have made it exclusive to Sony users only, but all you have to do is just register. It doesn't matter what camera brand you use, you can come in and participate. And this is not the first time Sony is doing this. They've consistently bringing in international photographers. Previously there was Mike Yamashita, who is a National Geographic photographer, and then there was Benjamin Lowy, who is a war photographer. He got his photograph taken with his iPhone, published on a Times magazine cover. He was the first photographer to be able to do that. And you know what? Bringing in all these photographers and opening it up to all users, regardless of brands, it shows that Sony understands what photography is. Photography is a universal language. It transcends brands. And you know what? We shouldn't be divided by the choices of our gear. We shouldn't be divided by what brand of camera that we use. We should all come together and celebrate this thing called photography.